Logarithms, I think this is really important because you might use this if you're doing anything associated with interest. So what's logarithms? Logarithms is how many of a number you multiply to get another number. For example, if you have 2 multiplied to get 6, how many 2 you multiply to get 16, which is 4. You multiply 4, you multiply 2 by 2 by 2 by 2, completely 4 times, then you get 16. And in section 1, section 2, it was written as b to the power of y equals to x in this form. And how you conjugate it is like y stays in the left side. This is how I remember it. X stays in the right side. If you're going to conjugate from this to that, then you put the log in the middle of the equal sign and x, and you put a b in the middle of log and x, and that's how I remember it. If you're going to conjugate from that to this, you just get rid of the log, take the x out of the bracket, and put the b on the top of y. Really easy. And for example, if you have this 6 to the power of 6 equals to 46,656, and then which is that, if you just conjugate, you will get this. Really easy. And for example, if you want to find b, in this case 3 equals to log b bracket 343, you will know that if you conjugate to this form, you will know that it's something to the power of 3 equals to 343. If we use the cubed root of 343, you will find 7. Really easy, which is b. And if you don't write anything behind the log, which is the default logarithms, I call it, right here, then it's going to be read as log 10. It's just how it works. This is how logarithms will be graphed. The function of y equals to log b bracket x is inverse function of the exponential function of b to the power of y equals to x. This is the graph you can use. And logarithmic functions, y equals to a log b bracket x minus h plus k. This is a logarithmic equation. And if a is a negative, then you flip it. If the real number of a is bigger than 1, then you stretch it. If it's smaller than 1, then you compress it. For this one, for h, it's kind of weird. Negative h is going to the right, and positive h is going to the left. I will explain how to remember it later. And negative k is normal, go down. Positive k go up. The logarithmic parent function is this one. We talked about it. And examples: y equals to negative 2 b log b bracket x minus 6 plus 1. So if we say negative, you flip. Bigger than 1, you stretch by 2, and then positive, right by 6, plus 1, up by 1. If you keep thinking that negative is going to the left, then I suggest you can try put a x in the front when you remember it. Remember, like, what if you what is it when you put a negative in front? Then this is gonna be positive 6. Then positive 6 is going to right. Then you write down. But this is the real equation. This is just how you can remember it. Another one: y equals to 0.7 log b bracket x plus 9 minus 2. If it's smaller than 1, you compress it by negative 0.7. And then when it's positive, you go to the left by 9, and then when it's negative here, you go down by 2. And same thing, just put a negative in front when you remember it. This one's negative, the negative goes to the left, and this is going to the left. If you think it's too fancy and too complicated, it's not good, then don't use this one. If you can remember this just like that, then just remember it like that. Alright, this is my review. Thank you very much.